Hey, good people, it's your boy Jay Koostix back again with episode number 4. Before I get started, I just want to say I want to let you guys know I released a new book. It's called Live in What You Love, and it's just about helping people find a passion, or if they have their passion already, helping them pursue it while still managing life's full responsibilities and trying to do it part-time until you can do it full-time. And it's a great book, and it talks a lot about the mental aspects of your journey to creating routines and just pushing yourself when you're doing it on your own and trying something new and getting out of your comfort zone. So Living What You Love is on Amazon, paperback and Kindle. But without further ado, let's get into podcast number 4. This one is called Defeating Burnout and Not Getting Overwhelmed. How to deal with not getting overwhelmed and defeating burnout. So if you haven't already, go follow the Creators Arena podcast on all social platforms, on all music streaming platforms, or wherever you listen to podcasts. The Creators Arena podcast. Let's do it.
Well. Don't let me tell you about this thing called energy. Everybody's got to own it while you can. And you can't let nobody do it who don't grow with your life plans. Cause everybody likes to care as long as...
Alrighty. Here we are with podcast number 4, Defeating Burnout and Figuring Out How Not to Get Overwhelmed when you're pursuing your craft, pursuing your journey. So we live in this age of social media, right? Where we have to keep posting daily so that way our fan base grows, our audience grows. But a lot of us just want to focus on our craft, right? We don't have time to be doing all this other extra stuff. And sometimes when we do those things, we get frustrated or we get burnt out trying to balance everything and trying to not get overwhelmed and trying to make sure we still enjoy what we're doing. So that's what this podcast is going to help you do. Because I'm the same way. I have a podcast. I'm writing books. I'm trying to do my music. I'm trying to post. I don't have a team for any of these things. And I have 2 kids and a wife. So, we have to figure out how to balance these things. So let's get right into it. And the way I format these podcasts is I give 4 points that I speak on, and then I end with some advice, because I know we're all busy and you have to get back to your craft and you don't have a whole lot of time to listen to these long podcasts. Maybe one day my podcast will be long, but for now I try to keep them around 14, 15 minutes or less. So let's get into it. So point number 1 to defeat burnout and avoid getting overwhelmed is we have to let go of these unrealistic social media timelines that we've created. What does that mean? Most of us, we hear when it comes to posting and marketing our craft and marketing, we have to post every single day. We have to post more than once a day. You have to find out the right time to post. But I say the best way to do it is to stay consistent with whatever schedule you have, whether that's a few days, every day, once or twice a week, and make sure it's quality content over quantity content, because quantity is what leads to burnout. Quality means taking your time, making sure that whatever you post is adding value to the world, is adding value to your fans. Because sometimes when we get into that habit of, I should have posted something, I forgot to, then we lose that joy for what we're doing. And we're in this for the joy, And if we lose that, then we lose everything. So don't think you have to post every single day, or if you miss a day, it's the end of the world. It's okay. It's okay. If you miss a few days and you get right back to your consistency, that's all that matters. Don't be so hard on yourself when it comes to this posting and stand to these strict schedules of how it's supposed to be every single day. You have to make sure you're enjoying this, And if we lose that, what's the point of posting every day if it's not about joy? So create your own schedule of posting and then just stay consistent with that, whether it's a few days or a little longer, and just make sure it's quality content, and to make sure it's you and it's what you enjoy, and make sure everything that you posting is something that you feel proud of and you enjoy, and it's not what you think it should be. All right, and that's point number 1. We have to let go of those unrealistic social media timelines of posting. And point number 2, I demand you give yourself 1 full rest day a week. We are on a long, lifelong journey. Think about that. And we're staying consistent. We're putting in work, and we're trying to post daily, or we're trying to be consistent daily, or we're trying to get to these things daily. But you need one day to recharge. If you don't have that one day to recharge, you're going to hit E. And it's not going to be fun mentally, physically, spiritually. You need one day to spiritually get yourself together. For me, it's church. For you, it might be something else. But it could be rest. You need one day where you're not doing anything. You're not thinking about your craft. It's your lazy day a week to where your body gets a chance to relax, to recover, to let go of that anxiety, that tension, that depression. You need a day for you every single week, not once a month. It needs to come every single week, because if you don't, that's what's leading you to getting overwhelmed, because you think you need to go hard every single day because of what, these social media gurus tell us what we need to do. Even if my advice isn't helping, you don't even listen to me. You don't have to listen to all of us podcasters that think we know what we're talking about. Your goal is to find out what works for you and do that. And me, my strategy is I need one day a week to rest, relax, recover. And that's Sunday for me. So you can choose whatever day that is for you and do that. Now, point number 2, that is going to lead into point number 3, what I was talking about. Point number 2 was one day of rest. And that leads into point number 3, which is self-care. You must make self-care a priority, not an option. Because there's so many people that's getting sick because, we're grinding, we're going, and we're not even realizing that our body is giving us the signals that we need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. And I mean from exercising daily, because we need that aerobic, that cardio, that fitness to help our minds to, achieve these things, these goals that we have. And if we're not physically, taking care of ourselves, I'm not saying you have to be fit. I'm just saying you have to do some type of movement exercise to make sure you're exercising your heart, exercising your body, which in turn exercises your mind and makes you better. And that helps with the burnout, but because that allows you to take a break from what you're doing and then go focus on you. Because the better you are, the better you can serve your fans or serve your craft. And part of self-care is also, taking care of yourself, grooming yourself so you feel good. Because if you feel good, you look good, you act good, you do good, and you be good. And that's where that confidence comes for what you're pursuing out there. Make sure you're taking breaks throughout the day as you're pursuing your craft. Even if you're doing it on the side, take breaks at work, take breaks in the evening to hang with your family. And most importantly, we have to eat a little better. Now, I know we all love our goodies and snacks. And I'm just like you. I love my snacks every once in a while. But it's more important that, we try to eat a little bit better, because even the way we eat affects our mind. And I talk about some of these things in my book as well, how everything in life is connected. From our self-care to what we watch to what we eat, it's all connected to our mind and how we think about things. The better we eat, the better our decision making, the more mentally stable we are, and the better we can make better decisions that way. So eating the right things is important, exercising, taking breaks, treating yourself well, grooming yourself so you feel good. Self-care, I'm going to say, is more important than your craft, because if you're not here, your craft doesn't go on without you. So it's important to take care of yourself, treat yourself right, feel good. And part of self-care is also not just looking good and exercising. It's about how you're talking to yourself as well. Self-care is what are you saying to yourself throughout the day while you're pursuing your craft, while you're trying to do it on the side, while you're working. When you make those mistakes, when it's getting annoying, when you are reaching burnout, are you telling yourself, I got to keep going because if I don't, I suck, I'll never make it, I'm not good enough? No, that hurts you. Don't let that burnout mentality make you feel like you can't take a break. Take a break, because you want to do this for a long time, not just for a few more years, right? So take those breaks, talk to yourself appropriately in a manner where you're not down on yourself, and that's going to help you. Now, this last point, ooh, man, this is a great one for help for defeating burnout. Earlier, I talked about making sure we enjoy it, right? So point number 4 to help you defeat burnout and avoid getting overwhelmed is to remember your why. That's powerful. What do I mean by that? I mean, remember why you chose to do this in the first place. Was it something that was just, you saw someone and you thought, I want to do that with the rest of my life? Is it the way it made you feel? Is it the comfort it gives you? How it helps you feel less stress? If you remember that why and you keep that joy, then you can let go of those timelines of thinking about it. Because when you remember your why, it takes you away from thinking about the business and the marketing and all that and these timelines. Sometimes you got to remember your why and just sit there in that why and sit there and enjoy the craft and let go of those timelines, let go of the business side, the politics side, the marketing and all that. Sometimes you have to sit in your why and let go of the money sometimes too. I know we need this money because we want to go full time in our craft. We want this to be our livelihood, but that can't be your sole reason for doing what you do. If that's what's going to add on to that burnout and stress and being overwhelmed and anxiety. You have to remember why you chose to do this. It's because you loved it, you enjoyed it, and how it made you feel. Get back to that if you're losing that. Because if you're losing the reason why, then it's going to all fall apart for you. Get back to why you love this, how it made you feel. Go back to the beginning. Take a few days and let go of the timelines, the business side, and just stay in your craft and just soak in that why and soak in that joy and play there and stay there and enjoy that creative, loving feeling. And that's going to help relieve a little bit of that burnout and that being overwhelmed. Because, like I say, if we remember what brought us here, that's what's going to keep us here. And that's what we have to keep at the forefront when we start seeing all these things that people telling us we have to do, we have to be, and it is making us stressed and it's making us not enjoy it anymore. Sometimes you have to ignore them and trust yourself and get back to that so that you can get back to the joy and get back to that consistency. And I know you can do it. Because if I'm doing it, you can do it. I get stressed, overwhelmed sometimes, and I just take a day. Even if it's not on my Sunday, I'll take it in the middle of the week a few times and just say, hey, I just need it. I have my kids, those responsibilities for them being at their events, my wife, being there for her, showing up for friends and family. And then most importantly, I got to show up for myself. So I hold on to my why. I let go of those unrealistic social media expectations. I take my rest days and I make sure I do my self-care most importantly, because like I said, if I'm not here, then I can't be pursuing anything, and I'm not here for my family, then this all just goes away. So those are the things. Number 1, let go of unrealistic expectations of social media timelines. Take you at least one rest day a week. Practice self-care, which means even how you talk to yourself, how you eat, exercise, and take breaks and grooming and things of that nature. And number 4, keep your why at the forefront so that you can get back to that joy and fun that brought you into this craft, and that'll carry you forward through that burnout and those overwhelming times. So listen to this podcast if you ever start getting overwhelmed again, or if that burnout gets to you. Use these strategies to help you push through it, to help you feel better, and I believe it's only going to get better from here. This is your boy Jay Koostix, and I talk about these things also in my book, Live in What You Love. You can get that. Follow us on all socials. And I look forward to continue helping you guys. I have things on my website, creators-arena.com, like my ebooks, to help you. And this has been amazing. So I'm going to leave you with this life advice for today, this week's advice. And I hope you guys have an amazing, great week until the next podcast. And I love you guys. So the quote today is from a guy named Robert L, I'm not sure. But I saw this in a book. And it said, don't let the opinions of the average man sway you. Dream, and he thinks you're crazy. Succeed, and he thinks you're lucky. Acquire wealth, and he thinks you're greedy. Pay no attention. He simply doesn't understand. And that goes along with today's podcast. You can't listen to what other people are telling you have to do. You can't listen to, even if my advice isn't right for you, don't listen to me. You have to trust yourself, remain confident in what you're doing, and know that, yes, it's going to be lonely. Yes, it's going to feel like you're crazy because people not understanding what you're doing. But keep going. It's your boy, Jay Koostix. Let's keep doing our thing. See y'all on the next one.
Well. Don't let me tell you about this thing called energy. Everybody's got to own it while you can. And you can't let nobody